Hey everybody, Jason Schultz here with the Beer Money Pulling Team, and we are doing Behind the Helmet with Bill Prince and Dave Prince from Canada. You live in Canada too?
I also live in Canada.
Okay, but you farm in North Dakota and you farm in Canada. Yeah. We've had a lot of requests to learn more about this tractor and the history ever since Cowtown Showdown. There's just been a lot of people out there and they want to check it out and different things like that. Allison's having Dave have their own unique sound. I think, from the wars, World War II, I think that's where they became famous. What planes did these start in?
B-38s.
Okay.
They have a picture on the fenders. This is the Tailless Devil when we run with 2 engines.
Okay.
And this represents when we pull with 1 engine.
See? That's good knowledge.
That's why it's painted like it is.
That's good knowledge here. All right, Dave, so you lived in England. We got to start the story. You lived in England.
Yeah.
How long did you live in England? And you pulled this tractor in England. We got to start at the very beginning.
Yeah, I've been pulling since 84, 83. All my tractors have been called Invaders.
Invaders? Is there a reason for that?
Just like a team name.
Yep.
Our first tractor was a Euro Invader, which had a single rolls in it, V12.
So it rolls like what Doug has?
Yes.
Okay.
And then our next tractor was 2 Allisons. It came from North America here. So that was called Atlantic Invader because it came across the Atlantic, obviously.
Yep.
And we ran that tractor very successfully. And then we sold that tractor and bought this tractor off a guy called Art Helm from Canada. This tractor used to be called Just Another Tractor.
Just Another Tractor.
Yeah. So we called it Just Another Invader.
Perfect.
To go with our team.
So what year did you buy this from Art?
We bought this from Art 33 years ago.
So you were still living in England at the time?
Yep.
So because this tractor did well at the Farm Machinery Show, right?
Correct.
It has some history there?
Art took this to the Farm Machinery Show in the early 80s and one in Louisville in the early 80s. I took it to Louisville in 99.
Okay, so and you don't have to answer this, but what did you pay Art for this tractor back then? Do you remember?
$32,000.
$32,000.
That was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, so it goes back to England. You pull in England for a while. Did you kick everybody's butt over there?
You bet.
That boy.
We pulled this tractor. The reason we selected this tractor, we heard it was for sale, but in England we could pull the 5,000 pound class, the 7,000 pound class, and the 9,000 pound class.
Okay, so single motor in 5 and 7?
Yep.
And the twin motors in the 9?
No, single motor in the 5,
and the 7,
2 in the 7, and then 2 with weights on in the 9.
Gotcha.
And then we pulled all over Europe, Luxembourg, France, Germany, Belgium, Holland, Denmark. We went everywhere with this tractor.
So in the 80s, was pulling as big as in Europe as it was in the States?
It was becoming very popular.
Okay.
Large crowds. This tractor pulled in Rotterdam numerous times in the Ahoy Stadium.
Okay.
And still holds the record for the fastest full pull.
Nice.
8.5 seconds.
8.5 seconds. Good deal. Okay, so let's transition into the boys moving to Canada. What guys aspired all of that, and how did that all happen?
I had a large trucking company. I've actually worked in about 30 different countries in Europe.
Wow.
And
there's that many countries in Europe, Dave?
Yeah, there is.
Holy, I need to go back to 8th grade.
So I had a trucking company there. Used to run into North Africa and all over the EEC countries, and had 25 years of that. Had 5 young children, and it was time for a change.
Okay.
So I then emigrated to Canada. The reason why Canada is my mum and her sister were in the ATA when the war was on, and we had a relationship. She married a Canadian pilot, and we had a relationship with Canada. So I've been to Canada numerous times. So Canada was the place.
Okay. So we get to Canada, and then did you pull right away?
Yeah.
So you still had Just Another Invader?
Yeah.
Right? But you had the one tractor at the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We pulled with this tractor in Canada and also in some pools down in the States.
Okay.
I'm a great friend with Wayne Longnecker, and
that's a good. So what's your first memory of Just Another Invader? Because like my dad started taking me to pulls when I was about yay tall.
Yeah, I was a little kid and I used to go to polls with Dad when we come to Canada, but I was only 3 when we came over here, so I was just don't remember much of Europe.
Do you, so first time you said, Dad, let's get it out. You remember how old you were?
Oh, probably like 18.
18. Okay.
17, 18.
So did you do it right away, Dave, or did it take a little coercing, or did you get it out?
We if they show interest, then I support them.
Okay.
I don't do it and they just tag on. They have to show support.
Gotcha. All right, so let's get into where we are. Well, not where we are today. I want to build some history yet. So you're 18.
So it got dragged into the shop where I live.
Okay.
It sat there for probably 3 years. And
Okay.
a little bit got done and this got done. And
Did it? I mean, was it behind? Do Allisons fall behind, or like what do you? You know what I mean? Like if I don't have a new pump or new turbo next year, I'm 100 horse behind.
Oh, 100%.
How is it?
I think Allisons are behind Hemis today.
Yeah.
Hemis have come a long ways, and everyone lives kind of in the past and says, yeah, but 2 Allisons used to beat 3 Hemis.
Right.
Or be very competitive to it. Yeah, but Hemis have come a long ways.
Yep.
It's no different than your motor you run in your tractor, and the moment you stop moving,
Yeah.
you're outdated.
They catch up.
Yeah. So we brought this tractor out, and it was very outdated at the time. Like it had old puller tires on it, like old farm tires.
Yep.
And then it had 2 motors that were pretty much stock.
Okay.
And we slowly worked, and it's just a working single, and then he bought the twin. I guess when the Outlaws said that they'd let 2 Allisons run with 8.8 blowers,
Okay.
it was kind of somewhere you could go.
Because Wayne had Allisons, and then
Yeah.
he went to the Rules, and now he's at Hemis, right? Is that where Wayne's at now?
Yeah.
Because he sold that. So, do you have anything from Wayne?
No. Well, see, when I brought this tractor to from but the Rules wouldn't.
Module.
Okay, can you kind of show
mounted on there
Chandler?
with the 4 bolts at the back on the stack box, and those are actually the prop gears out of the airplane inside that box.
Wow.
And then it just sits on the front here, and you hook the throttle up, and the fuel shut off, and the ignition wires. And then
How much does that weigh, Bill?
That motor's like 1,000 pounds, 900, 1,000 pounds thereabouts.
Wow. Because what's the weight for the light limited mods?
6,000.
6,000. What is it? 82?
74.
74. So you can add a little weight after you put the motor back in?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
This tractor like this will run 52.
Okay.
It used to run 5,200 pounds. That's
When you're back home in Canada, what weight do you run at?
We run 75.
75?
2 motors, and the rules say that you can run 78 with 1 motor.
Okay.
Because tractors up there are kind of outdated and they're
Sure.
so heavy.
Yep. So I mean the paint. So you did the paint jobs. Like was this like I love this. Ejection is nice, but I'd rather be blown. Was that something that you put on there, Dave, or was that on there before?
No, we put all this on here and down here.
Wow.
Not like they do them nowadays.
Yeah, mine's all wrapped and stuff like that. Yep.
No, this is all brush painted by a young lad that's
In England.
In England.
So this has been on here a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He
That's
was sort of 14, 15 years old, and I just told him what we wanted, and he came up and said, "Well, do you think this is it, Dave?" And here we have it.
Do any pullers come up to you and tell you stories, Dave, about like, oh, I pulled against this tractor, so and so? What like?
Bill has more stories because he's
I've
just
talked to more people that, because I was looking for parts or looking for pieces at times. And
Yep.
blower gears when they said 8/8s, because 8/8s are very hard to come by.
Okay, so I'm a diesel guy. What is an 8.8? I don't even know what
Just
that
the
means.
speed of the supercharger.
Speed of the supercharger.
One
Okay,
revolution,
can we talk about that a little bit? I got Uncle Paul with me. He's a dragster guy, so he might understand some of this. You
Yeah,
understand
so
any of this, Paul?
This
8.8s?
This is a 70-year-old Pro Charger, really.
70-year-old Pro Charger.
Like in the days now of what it is, it's a gear-driven turbocharger, really.
Gotcha.
Call it a supercharger if you want, but it doesn't looks nothing like a
Like
high helix blower.
Yeah, like when I'm like a big blower sitting on top. Gotcha.
Yeah. So then they just changed the ratio to different engines to how fast the wheel turns.
Gotcha.
So that's the 8.8 thing. 8.8s were hard to come by because they didn't use them in many engines.
Gotcha.
So one rotation of the engine is 8.
8.8 revolutions.
8.8 Mr. Ulmer,
Yes.
how are you, sir?
I'm all right.
He's come to learn about.
We bought the tractor as triple.
The triple. Okay, the money pit.
The money pit that had the 3 Allisons on it. This was the frame at one time in its life. And then I believe they sold it on to someone. They ran it for a while. Then they inherited it back or bought it back.
Sure.
And then they built it up and ran it for 4 or 5 years as the Warhawk, I believe.
Yep.
And then we were looking for a second tractor. And the reason we went this road is so we could always add a second motor if we had to down the road.
So you could do the same thing on the Warhawk that you did with
That
just
was
another
the
Invader.
idea.
Okay. Have you done that yet?
We have not done
No,
that
but you
yet.
have a motor at home. You said you like.
Yeah, we're going to work on building the motor up.
Gotcha.
It's all just comes back to time and ambition to get it done.
Yep.
So we actually bought the tractor. He bought the tractor in 2019.
Okay.
And the first time we ran it was at the Cowtown.
Okay. So which one? I mean, do they beat each other, or does one beat another consistently?
This one was built for the ITPA rules.
So Illinois tractor pullers. Okay.
So they were 5,800. They got to run an 8.1 blower.
Okay.
Stock piston, stock valves. So that is what this is. This is a stock Allison.
So it's not as mean as this one, then?
Correct.
Gotcha.
And this one's got Aries piston.
Are you guys able to find parts? Do you have parts at home?
We got some parts at home.
Okay.
But it's like everything, all the latest and the greatest parts, everybody else is wanting them too. So we have parts, but some of our parts aren't the best parts.
Okay, that's okay. What would it take for a resurgence for the Allison to run with the Hemis again? Or is it just the technology on the motor versus aircraft is just there? Because it's old. I mean, this is from World War II era.
Correct.
We're approaching 100 years here soon.
I don't know, you watch what the Germans do, the Green Monster boys.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
But they don't seem to have limitations. They run EFI.
It seems like European mods, it's just run what you brung.
Yeah.
Which is cool, I think.
Correct. But they're 2 Allisons that they're running, they're limited to weight. So the Allisons, I think, lose a little bit because they're always fighting weight, that tractor. But they're running against 2 Hemis, the same as they're over here.
Okay, gotcha.
And yes, the Green Monster guys are very competitive and very good. But they don't have any limitations.
Right.
So
I've fought against them guys numerous times, and I've fought at a place called Fuchtal
Yes,
in
I've heard of
Germany.
that. Yep.
And I'm very friendly with them guys.
Good.
Yeah.
Good
We've
deal.
had a great relationship over the last 40 years.
Okay. Biggest win or best pulling memory over the years? And it doesn't have to be one day, it could be multiple, but something that kind of gives you goosebumps. Sometimes you're driving along in the toter and everybody's sleeping and you kind of, oh, Bill?
Fantastic. Go, and he whooped everybody.
See, he's being humble. I like it. Well, Dave, thank you for your time. This is great knowledge.
It's
Bill,
been a pleasure.
thank you for your time.
You betcha.
We'll have this up on YouTube in a couple weeks, but for one of our behind the helmets, and we appreciate you guys a lot. So keep on pulling, keep the Allisons alive because they're my favorite.
There you go. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You bet. Thank you.